This is Force 13's Australian Oceania Channels live streaming service. Welcome to another update from Force 13. In this one we look at Tropical Cyclone Lili, which is upgraded to Tropical Cyclone status by the Tropical Cyclone Warning Centre over in Jakarta nearly 24 hours ago. And here's the local information. They have it 9.2 degrees south, 129 degrees east, and it's about 570 kilometres from Banter southwesterly, and for Kupang 590 kilometres or 320 miles east of that location. A 10-minute maximum winds of 40 knots or 75 kilometres an hour. 3-second maximum gusts 55 knots. Central pressure is 997 millibars. And the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre's latest advisory shows that Lili is located near 9.1 degrees south, 128.9 degrees east. Maximum sustained winds 40 knots, gusting 50 knots. Tropical Cyclone Lili 26S, located around 236 nautical miles north-northwest of Darwin, and has tracked over the last 6 hours in a south-southwesterly direction at 4 knots. Animated enhanced infrared satellite imagery depicts a consolidating system with improved deep convective banding wrapping into the low-level circulation centre. A ASCAT image shows a well-defined circulation with numerous 35 to 40 knot winds supporting the current position and the current intensity assessment of 40 knots. Upper level analysis indicates a favourable environment with moderate vertical wind shear offset by excellent poleward outflow. However, the cyclone is experiencing dry air interaction with land and are expected to hinder development. Lili is forecast to turn westward as it tracks under the steering influence of a strong low to mid-level subtropical ridge enhanced to the south, and will track over East Timor by the 36-hour mark. The cyclone will intensify slightly to a peak of 45 knots by the 12-hour mark, but will weaken steadily after the 12 hours due to the mentioned factors and increased frictional effects. Numerical model guidance is in poor agreement, therefore there is high uncertainty in the exact forecast track. However, the system is unlikely to track poleward due to the presence of a strong low-level ridge to the south through the forecast period, and wave height is at 10 feet. And on the screen is the centre's current track chart. On the screen is the NOAA floaters. Sea surface temperatures around 29-30 degrees Celsius. And whilst we look at the NOAA floaters, The BOM Meteorology via their tropical cyclone outlook for the western region updated around 1400 hours yesterday local time. Tropical cyclone Lili was located about 480 kilometres northwest of Darwin and is moving slowly south, but should start moving west or northwest. But she's expected to weaken below tropical cyclone intensity during Friday or early Saturday, and is unlikely to move into the western region, and they have percentages remaining very low. The latest total precipitable water, you can clearly see where Lili is in the East Timor region. However, we have an area of interest in the Westpac and Invest 94p to the south of Honiara. EPS track guidance. We will continue to bring the latest information. If it's not on this channel, the AU channel will be the place. Late cycle intensity guidance, and they have it as a tropical storm on the AU scale. It's a category 1, but very weak cyclone. Upper level divergence is very strong, especially for Invest 94p. Wind shear, the red's unfavourable, the green's favourable. The 850 millibar vorticity clearly shows the two systems. And here's a look at the 24-hour shear tendency. The tropical cyclone is in a good environment, a bit of blue, which represents low wind shear. The tropical cyclone formation probability guide. In addition to Lili, we've got a area of interest to the east of Honiara, the Solomon Islands. That was the tropical cyclone formation probability guide. EPS tracker guidance on Invest 94S. And the models are on the right hand side of the screen, and they're represented by the individual colours. Late cycle track guidance. Now we have a look at the life of 94p. Joy Typhoon Warning Centre area convection has persistently at 11.1 degrees south, 161.3 degrees east, about 120 nautical miles southeast of Honiara, Solomon Islands. Animated multispectral satellite imagery, and a microwave image shows a poorly organised broad low-level circulation centre with scattered flaring convection. A recent ASCAP pass reveals a swath of 15 to 20 knots winds in the northern semicircle. Upper level analysis depicts 94p broadening or bordering an area low to moderate 15 to 25 knot vertical Wind shear with support of equatorial outflow. Sea surface temperatures 29-30 Celsius supports further development. Now we have a look at the GFS precipitation model. Dynamic models are in strong agreement, and 94P will track southwest and gradually intensify to tropical cyclone strength over the next 48 to 72 hours. And maximum sustained surface winds estimated 15 to 20 knots, sea level pressure around 1004 millibars. Now we have a look at various models. HWRF parent model. And again, it's going to be the steering mechanisms and the high pressure systems down there in the Tasman. HWRF on 94P. The pressure scale is right hand side of the screen. And it's located 12.1 degrees south, 160 degrees east, maximum winds 20 knots, minimum central pressure 1007 millibars. This is the updated information. Now we have a look at the severe weather scene, including local weather for the Australian region. And we start off with a couple of severe weather warnings. For damaging winds, damaging surf for Lord Howe Island. Gale force wind and damaging surf conditions expected at Lord Howe Island on Saturday. A vigorous cold front is expected across Lord Howe Island during Saturday, bringing gale force winds, damaging surf conditions from early in the day. The average wind speed is expected to exceed 65 kilometres an hour, with peak gusts exceeding 90 kilometres an hour, damaging surf conditions with waves exceeding 5 metres in the surf zone. A gale wind warning is in place or in force for the Hunter Coast. Strong wind warning to Byron, Goffs, Macquarie, Sydney, Illawarra and Bateman's Coast. And the Bureau in Victoria has issued a severe weather warning for heavy rainfall for the central, north central parts of the northern country, west, south Gippsland forecast districts. Heavy rainfall possible with showers and thunderstorms. A near stationary cold front lying over central parts is producing significant rainfall and isolated thunderstorms. Heavy rainfall may lead to flash flooding possible over parts of the central, north central, the northern country districts, the far west Gippsland this afternoon. Rain is expected to ease later this afternoon and evening. Rainfall totals 20 to 30 millimetres. Possible over short periods of time, while isolated thunderstorms may produce rapid falls of 30 to 60 millimetres in an hour, and locations under the warning: Bendigo, Seymour, Ballarat, Melbourne, Bakers Marsh and Wathangai. Apology for the pronunciation on that one. BOM Meteorology has a strong wind warning in place for the Port Phillip Bay, Western Port, West Coast, Central Coast, East Gippsland Coast, and they've cancelled the one for the Gippsland Lakes. Strong wind warning for the Beagle, Bonaparte, North Tiwi, Arafura and Roper Group Coast up there in the Northern Territory. And on the screen is a look at the wind probability GFS model from 1300 hours through to 2200 hours tomorrow. And you can clearly see where the activity is going to be. And this supports the various wind warnings that the BOM Meteorology has in place. The rainfall or precipitation information's at the bottom of the screen, and you clearly see the tropical cyclone Lili, the weak tropical low invest 94p over there in the Solomon Island region. Storm probability. That is a recap of the information up to 1400 hours. On the screen is a live view of a webcam based on the New South Wales coast. The Bureau of Meteorology New South Wales has in place a hazardous surf warning for New South Wales, the Macquarie, Hunter, Sydney, Illawarra and Bateman's case. That'll be in place for Saturday. Apology for the background information. I'm just searching for updated information. And another view of a webcam. Apology for the refreshing of the web page. And this is looking down on the Crown Casino in Melbourne's CBD area. The Bureau of Meteorology down there in Victoria has cancelled a severe weather warning for the Central and North Coast forecast districts. And the Bureau of Meteorology here in Queensland has a strong wind warning for the southeast Gulf of Carpentaria, the Cooktown and Cairns case. And for Saturday, they will have a expanded warning, a stronger wind warning for the southeast Gulf of Carpentaria, the northeast Gulf of Carpentaria, the Peninsula, Cooktown, Cairns, Townsville, Mackay, Capricornia Coast, Harvey Bay, Fraser Island Coast, the Sunshine Coast waters, Mortar Bay and the Gold Coast waters. Strong wind warning. And I'm just looking for the Bureau's updated information for the tropical low. A weak tropical low is currently located south of the Solomon Islands. The low is expected to move slowly into the central Coral Sea during the weekend and will encounter a high unfavourable environment for development. This will be the final tropical cyclone outlook for the system. That's an interesting update from the Bureau when you look at the modelling. But the Coral Sea is an unpredictable region, especially for meteorologists forecasting. So just repeating, a weak tropical low located south of the Solomon Islands. It's expected to move slowly into the central Coral Sea during the weekend, but will encounter a high unfavourable environment for development. And whilst I'm here, we'll have a look at the Bureau's Victoria radar and just see what's taking place. And you can definitely see it's overcast. It's one of the best live streaming webcams around. And in the meantime, we'll switch back to this camera. Now this is the latest tropical cyclone formation probability guide. You can see the tropical cyclone Lili. To the east you have Invest 94p, or the weak tropical low. And then you have up there in the west pack, I think it's 92W. Now this is the latest information, the Bureau's Melbourne radar. And please continue to monitor the AU channel for updated information, and also the main channel.